Good morning. For those out there who have not checked out my live stream from yesterday, had a good conversation about Kroger. Kroger is going to give a raise to their essential workers, and they love their essential workers so much they're going to give them a 40-cent raise. And someone that comes right off the streets is going to get a $3 raise. And in a lot of situations, in a lot of cases, someone they just hired is going to make $1 less than someone that's been there, that's been putting a lot of time, that has been through the bad with this COVID-19. And this is how Kroger rewards their essential workers. Go check out that live stream. I did that yesterday. Anywho, welcome to another edition of Just My Opinion podcast, episode 2. And this episode is going to be a doozy. For those out there that believe in the American dream, for those out there that is chasing the American dream, you have to realize that the American dream is a pipe dream. A lot of people figure it out earlier in their life. Some people figure it out later in their life. But the American dream is an unrealistic belief. Why do I say it's going to be a cold winter for those out there that believe or is chasing the American dream? Allow a brother to explain. I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this, but there's a lot of people out there that want to get back to their old normal. They're accustomed to their old normal, particularly this upcoming holiday season. You're going to have a lot of people with the belief that they are going to, the things that they were unable to do last year due to COVID. COVID was a nightmare and a pandemic for everyone around the world, not only America, but around the world. A lot of people want to get back to their new normal and not accepting the fact that this is the new normal. The old normal is in the past. The new normal is today. This is our new normal. What is our new normal? Our new normal is things have changed. It is what it is. What is the American dream? The definition of the American dream for a lot of people. The basis of that belief and of that argument is people that are striving to settle down, get married, have 2 kids, maybe a dog, maybe a cat, live in a house with a white picket fence. A lot of people strive for it. Few achieve, but there's a large component of people in the world that strive for it, and they just don't get any closer to it. There's a lot of variables. There's a lot of obstacles. There's a lot of roadblocks presented in a lot of people. Doesn't matter your color, your race, your educational background. Ultimately, everyone strives for it, but a lot of people come to the realization it is what it is. Or in the streets, we like to say, it is what it is. But I digress. Everyone is chasing the American dream. Few achieve it. A lot of us don't. It's going to be a cold winter for those out there that believe in the American dream. I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this, but have you noticed that the cost of living has gone up? Gas is up. Groceries, food, supplies are up. Everything around you is going up, but yet wages are going down. There's a large opportunity, a hole for work. Unemployment is it's still at a high, but it's not an all-time high. A lot of stuff that we had to deal with the Trump years. He didn't get 2 terms. He got 1 term. He was there for 4 years. A lot of stuff that he ingrained in that we have to deal with. A lot of these issues, a lot of these problems, we're going to be stuck with for years to come. This is not going to be a quick fix. I told everyone when Biden was your new president, don't expect things to change overnight. Do expect things to go from bad to worse. You had people out there that were fighting the mandate as far as getting the vax. People saying it's my body, it's my choice, it's my right. That sort of slowed the progression down just a tenth. You got a lot of these Fortune 500 companies that are striving, desperately seeking Susan to find help. You had this fairy tale of a line that the media was throwing out that people don't want to work. It's not the fact that people don't want to work. It's the fact that people have better opportunities when it comes to work. It depends on what type of work are you talking about. 3 years ago, people would want to work at fast food. People would want to work at gas stations. People would want to work at grocery stores, department stores. Now, when there's a huge void in other opportunities of work, those same people that were okay doing those minimum wage jobs are leaving those jobs for better paying jobs. Now, we're going to always have, do not get this twisted or confused. We're going to always have people trying to bend the system, people trying to get over the system. People are just breaking the system, living off the system. You're going to always have a few that's going to figure out a way to not work for a numerous amount of time and still get unemployment and still get benefits from the government. That's never going to change. We're going to still have people that's going to figure out a way to bend the system to their favor to get special assistance from the government. That's never going to change, folks. In fact, you're going to have additions to people going through those situations. However, you're still going to have people looking for jobs. But now people have better opportunities. They have better choices. They don't have to have they don't have to be forced to work at a job that's not paying you very well, that's giving you a bunch of stress. Now there are other variables when it comes to working. You don't have to work at these jobs. Another thing that people seem to forget, that when you look at the news, it's getting harder and harder because demand is on an all-time high, but supply is on an all-time low. You have a lot of people that are puzzled and confused. How come I can't get this at my favorite store? How come I can't get that at my favorite retail store? How come this place cannot get that? You want to know why? Have you watched the news? There are docks around the world with nothing but ships parked at these docks full of supplies. You got trailers upon trailers upon trailers of supplies, but not enough truck drivers. I remember back in the day, I would hear things of, man, you can make some good money being a truck driver. I used to hear the same thing about the Postal Service. It's hard getting a job at the Postal Service. You can make some good money. You can make some good ching being working for the Postal Service. And now these two uh, these two businesses, these two jobs are desperately seeking Susan for help. They need help in the worst way. There's not enough truck drivers because a lot of truck drivers are pursuing other opportunities. And when supply is at an all-time high and you don't have enough truck drivers to feed that supply, therein lies the problem. Like I said earlier in this live stream, it's going to be a cold winter for those out there that is chasing and believing in the American dream. You're going to have a lot of homes that were unable to celebrate the way they wanted to celebrate last year due to COVID. Try to keep their old normal. You're going to have tons of people. What's up, man? What's up? Are they forcing to take the jobs? No, everything is a choice, dude. Everything is a choice. Taking the vaccine is a choice. Taking a job is a choice. No one can force you to work. No one can force you to take the vaccine. We all have choices. But back to what I was saying. You're going to have a lot of American homes try to keep their old normal. Want to have the big Christmas dinner, want to have the big Thanksgiving Day dinner, want to invite all their friends and family, want to invite their grandparents. Everybody going to have they're going to be celebrating this year. They're going to give their kids all the things. They're going to try to attempt to give their kids all the things that they want. Try to make their wife happy. Try to make their husband happy. Because everybody's going to be shopping this holiday season. Everybody's going to be getting try to get everything from their wish list. There has been a report out there that a lot of people, it's hard to find turkeys. Here we are, the first week of November, and people are having a hard time finding turkeys. If you're having a hard time finding a turkey, what makes you think it's going to be any easier to find little Timothy's favorite toy that all the kids at school is talking about? If you're having a hard time finding a turkey, what makes you think it's going to be easier for you to find little Sally Sue, her favorite outfit or her favorite bag? If you're having a hard time finding a simple turkey, what makes you think you're going to find anything else? That's throwing a small red flag that a lot of people are not recognizing. A lot of people are not paying attention. You got tons of supplies at these docks, but no truck drivers. You got the Postal Service stressed out. They don't have enough help. And we're not even really in the holiday season when it comes to shipping. You got a lot of corporations out there that are scrambling, that's trying to figure out somehow, some way to fill those shelves up to meet the demand, particularly on online shopping. It's going to affect all the above. Seriously. Because everybody is trying to, a lot of people are not accepting for what reality is. This is the new normal. The old normal is in the past. What you was accustomed of doing 2-3 years ago, you're not going to be able to do this year. Remember, said earlier in this live stream, gas has gone up. The cost of supplies have gone up. Feeding your family has gone up. The cost of living has gone up. But salaries, wages has gone down. Who do you think let me rewind that. When corporations do try to fill these shelves up, they're going to have to figure out other ways of getting the product to their locations, meaning they're going to have to pay a little bit extra to get those supplies to those shelves and meet the demand with their online customers. How, who you think is going to take that L? You think the corporations are going to take that L? Or you think the customers are going to take that L? The customers are going to definitely take that L because the rich always are going to be rich. The poor are always going to continue to be poor. No, LOL. Are they going to be forced to take the job? The shot? No, no. Simple term, no, no. Because, and I'm gonna tell you why, and it ties into what I'm talking about. Everybody wants to. Everyone wants to hold on to their old normal. Everyone is accustomed of doing things that they were doing 2 years ago before this pandemic happened. No one has come to the realization that things have changed. Crime is on an all-time high. People that are carrying more firearms are on an all-time high. Remember, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, there was only two entities you had to worry about that would be packing. That would be criminals, and that would be law enforcement. Now, people did have the ability, working class people had the ability to do firearm training, have a firearm license, to buy a firearm, but that was few and far between of those people shooting unarmed people. Now everybody is packing. Not only the criminals, not only law enforcement, not only people that are getting their gun license, but soccer moms are carrying guns. The garbage man is carrying a gun, a firearm. Grandma is carrying a gun. How many times you watch local television or the local news or the national news, and 4 stories in, it's a story about somebody dying from road rage. People are so stressed out on the road when a car when a car speeds by them, they're mad at that car because that car cut them in a lane. And then next thing you know, shots fire out. How many road rage, people dying from road rage news stories you hear on a daily basis? Almost all the time. And when they capture and apprehend the individual, this person has no criminal record, just a regular 9 to 5 person who has a gun, and the story is always consistent. The story is always the same. The reason why I have this gun is to protect myself. Why? Why are you protecting yourself with a firearm? Because it's getting crazy out here, folks. Pandemonium. People are stressed out, and they're making life-threatening. People are making decisions that can affect them for the rest of their lives in little to 2 seconds. Making decisions like that. People are stressed out. They're trying to get gas in their tank. They're trying to put food on the table. People are desperate. Why can't people? No, I'm not saying people should not have guns. I'm just telling you, on an all-time high, people are carrying more and more firearms and why people carry more and more firearms. And I just gave you the list of why people are carrying so many firearms. Once again, it's going to be a cold, cold winter for those out there that is chasing and believing in the American dream. When I say cold winter, I don't mean it's going to be frigid out there, even though winter brings, the coldest days. I mean it when I say the coldest, reality is sometimes the coldest. Reality cuts like a knife. Reality is it is what it is. I don't think people are accepting the fact of this reality. I think people want to gravitate to their old ways, their old beliefs, their old customs, their old traditions. Everyone is trying to chase that new normal. I mean, that old normal. And people have to accept the fact that this is the new normal. We're never going to go back into time before the COVID pandemic where life was normal. Now, those days are behind us. This is the new normal. Accept it or don't accept it. But it's here. And this new normal is affecting everybody, everyone, and everything. People are going to get so desperate this holiday season. You're going to hear more and more tragedy on the news because people have a unrealistic approach of this new normal. Because once again, we're all trying to chase that American dream, that American pipe dream. It's just a pipe dream, but we all believe in that pipe dream, even though we know that it's a pipe dream. Remember when you was a kid, there was a certain time during your childhood, you figured out that there's no such thing as a Santa Claus, but you still believed in the belief of what Santa Claus bring to you as a kid. The census population has grown quadruple times since the early 1990s. Yeah, that's true too. I would believe that as well, but I feel like this COVID, I feel like we have, well, for one, this pandemic has stressed out a lot of people, a multitude of people. This pandemic has depleted a lot of, well, when it comes to retail, when it comes to supply and the demand is more higher than the supplies. I feel like this uh, COVID-19 has affected our job workplace, the belief of working. I feel like this COVID-19 has made everyone paranoid, everyone stressed out, everyone feels like they should protect themselves, and now that's an additional another additional layer of one more thing you have to worry about when you get out and do your daily tasks. I also feel like COVID has changed everyone's. I feel like a lot of people, their mental health is not at the best health because there are so many factors and so many things that a lot of people are worrying about. And you saw flags of this a year ago, 2 years ago. Uh, Things that the unthinkable happened and took place on American soil. Who would have thunk that a group of people would uh, vandalize or attack the Capitol building? Who would have thunk officers would die on that day? Who would have thunk protester dying on that day. Who would have thought that 20 years ago? If someone would have told you that, you would have said, "Nah, I don't. That's no." Because the belief of America, a lot of countries want to. A lot of countries want to are envy of us. A lot of countries try to imitate us, our belief and our system. And now you look at it today, I feel like this winter is going to be the worst winter this up and coming holiday season, because I feel like uh, demand is on an all-time high. You don't have enough supplies to fulfill that demand, and you don't have personnel to help maintain that demand. But yeah, that's all I got to say. I try to get back on tomorrow. I got another topic I want to talk about. I appreciate everyone that came by. Please give this a like, a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Hope you. I dropped a lot of gems on this live stream. Check out the live stream on the re-air. I appreciate that, guys. I'm up out of here. Deuces.